It's your favorite South Florida realtor, Lucika Swartz, talking about the pros and cons of the NACA program. NACA actually stands for National Assistance Corporation of America. They actually work primarily with Bank of America, and I'm going to briefly talk about the pros and the cons. So I always want to start with positivity. So the pros of the NACA program, it makes home ownership accessible to low and moderate income families. And in my opinion, one of the benefits of NACA is they don't have PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. So you skip over that. No down payment. And their rate, if you can, once you get through the program, their rate is typically lower than the average interest rate. When I say rate, I mean interest rate. And also, just a little added bonus, they really do prepare you for ownership. Like, they make sure you have a savings. They make sure that you understand a household budget. And so those, to me, all of those things I feel like are positives because it really does prepare you for, home ownership. But with a lot of things, there's good and then there's not so good. So some of the drawbacks of the NACA program that just, to me, this is my opinion, this is one of the biggest drawbacks, is that the program takes so long, to the point where sometimes it's discouraging. I've known folks to go through the NACA program and they're ready to buy, they have the mindset to buy, but then they go through the program and it's a year and a half later and they still haven't made it to the finish line of the program. So I would say sometimes it's very tedious. It could be extremely discouraging. And you can actually, if you're prepared, sometimes people who are prepared to pay, for home ownership, they're prepared anyways. They're just probably trying to avoid having to pay a large down payment and maybe a better interest rate. Those individuals still go on to become homeowners even without the NACA program. So the NACA program can be tedious. Another drawback is they are very, very particular. So for example, if you have, let's just say, someone charged your card or something like that and you get an overdraft fee, and you get it refunded. Even if it is refunded, they still will make you, start the process all over again. And sometimes that's what takes, it's little things like that they're very, very particular about, which I understand, because, they feel like, hey, this is a rigor. In order for you to get zero down payment, no PMI, and a lower interest rate, we want to make sure that you are responsible and all these other things. So, but the thing is, it does take a very long time to get through. So that's one of the biggest drawbacks. Another drawback is you don't get to go into any neighborhood. There are specific neighborhoods that a lot of places, the program that I was familiar with here in, I tried to go through the program in DC and it just didn't work. So I just moved to Florida and bought a home in Florida. But my point is, it was only specific areas. I couldn't move any and everywhere. It was only very specific areas. So if you have your heart set on a specific neighborhood, you may want to make sure that neighborhood is covered. NACA will allow you to use that. It can be very specific. And the last thing is, sometimes they will require you to have a very large savings. And I guess that's, in lieu of having a down payment. So it's not that you don't have a down payment, it's just you don't fork that money over. They just want to make sure you have a specific amount for it down in your savings. And if you don't have that savings, then you will not go through the program. So to me, it's kind of like having a down payment, but reframing it in a different way. So that's kind of a negative because I think it's a little misleading to say, hey, you can just get this with zero down, but it's not technically zero down. You still do have to have it in order to go through the program. But with that being said, the folks that have gone through the program, they're super happy. They have the down payment they want, and which is zero. And they definitely NACA. Go through the program. If you have any questions, just comment below, or you can call me and we can just discuss all the benefits of NACA. Hope this helps.